And I tell the American Negro this, I keep telling you the same thing. White people and black people, as we call ourselves, should not have any contact with each other. You still refuse to understand this. You want to make up some fucking story about some Jesus and the Bible said dumb shit. They don't see it that way. They hate your fucking guts. And why do they hate your guts? Because they know that your rightful place is as a fucking slave in this country. They know that. You're the only one that doesn't realize that. And now you want to be equal to them by force. They didn't choose to elect, they didn't elect to make you an equal. You had to force them to make you an equal. And now they're just getting more angry and more angry. That anger is building up. And nothing can happen here differently than what happened over in Europe with the Jews. I want you to believe that that's possible. I want you to delude yourself and tell yourself this fucking punk ass bullshit about that could never happen here. That could never happen here. Those are famous fucking last words. That could never happen here. Yes, the fuck it could, and it will. I'm on my way to Philadelphia.
And on March 20th, James posted he was on his way to Philadelphia.
It's not. It don't fucking open.
Tonight at Brooklyn's Floyd Bennett Field, the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force and NYPD crime scene unit recovering remnants of smoke grenades. A U-Haul van with Arizona plates was seen here very early yesterday morning. Investigators say it's too soon to know if suspect Frank James drove the van with his weapons to test and prepare here for his subway attack.
Why'd you shoot all those people, Frank?
The 62-year-old James taken into federal custody after his capture this afternoon in the East Village. 4 officials tell us it was James himself who called the NYPD's tip line, perhaps tired of being on the run. From a nearby McDonald's, he allegedly told police, "This is Frank. You guys are looking for me. My phone is about to die." Police searched the area and found him walking near St. Mark's Place and First Avenue. An officer approached, sources saying the cop asked, "Are you Frank?" He allegedly answered, "Yeah, I've been waiting for you all day." That's how police say the 28-hour manhunt ended.
He will be charged with committing yesterday's appalling crime in Brooklyn.
The FBI and police say he rented the U-Haul in Philadelphia last week, loading it with his weapons, and yesterday morning driving over the Verrazano Bridge into Brooklyn. After parking the van along Kings Highway, video shows him entering the subway and traveling 8 stops to 36th Street. Police say it's unclear if he meant to begin the attack there. As witnesses said, he was fiddling with his bag when one smoke canister exploded.
He goes, oops, and then he pops the two, brandishes the firearm, and fires 33 times.
He took a train right across the platform, once stopped, and walked out. ATF agents say among the evidence left behind, the gun, which they linked to James, a key break early on.
Frank James purchased said firearm from a federal firearms licensee in Ohio in 2011.
The Brooklyn U.S. attorney filing charges that, if convicted, they carry a sentence of up to life in prison.
Mr. James is now facing a federal charge for his actions, a terrorist attack on mass transit.
Tonight in Philadelphia, the FBI searched an apartment linked to the suspect. Social media videos of James allegedly show him ranting and cursing and making threats, and he has past arrests in New York and New Jersey. A troubled man with a troubled past. Law enforcement officials saying they want to know what his ultimate target was and why he allegedly decided to try to kill people here yesterday morning. Frank James refused to answer questions once in custody and asked for a lawyer. He will appear in federal court in Brooklyn tomorrow as this investigation continues. A number of New Yorkers witnessed Frank James' arrest today in the East Village, and my colleague Adam Harding is there live to pick up that part of the story. Adam?
Jonathan, good evening to you. That 62-year-old arrested right where I'm standing here in the East Village. Certainly tonight there was a sense of relief, but one witness tells me he had been studying the picture that had been circulating for the past 24 hours or so, and then found himself within just a few feet of the suspect. He knew right away who it was. He flagged down police, and he says the suspect was mumbling to himself.
Here he is. They just caught the son of a...
For 28 hours, the manhunt consumed New York City. Lee Vasu was there to see it all come to an end.
I turned to my wife and I said, sweetheart, that's the subway shooter. I'm like, we got to go now. Get the baby and go.
It was lunchtime Wednesday in the Village when Vasu came within feet of Frank James. His first thought, the safety of his family.
When he was right near us, at first, he was about, 6-7 feet from me. He was mumbling to himself. He was arguing with himself. He didn't seem right. And he was saying F the FBI over and over and having a self-argument out loud.
Vasu quickly flagged down a nearby officer. By then, enough witnesses were on to the 62.
This guy got him, and he got him. Thank God we got him.
And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the squad car, and before I turned around, they had the guy in handcuffs, totally calm.
The mayor thanking the NYPD and federal agents who hauled James in, helping calm the nerves of a city on edge.
We got him. We got him.
News 4 first obtained this surveillance video. Police believe that's the suspect wearing a construction vest entering a Brooklyn subway station Tuesday, hours before the attack on board the train. Sources say cameras at the 36th Street stop were not working, but the MTA credits the ones that were for helping in the investigation.
We have 600 cameras on that line just in Brooklyn, over 10,000 in the system, way up from where it was a couple of years ago. So we have a lot of video. The cops have been, the NYPD obviously, great investigators doing a great job combing through that overnight.
Tonight, a motive remains unclear. For New Yorkers, a sense of relief. He is now off the streets.
I'm happy for New York City simply because we don't need these kind of maniacs on the streets. We want to ride the subway safely.
James had allegedly called police from a nearby McDonald's about a block or so from where we are standing, saying that's where he was. Eventually, police caught up with him here on this sidewalk. We're told he went relatively quietly as police handcuffed him. We're live tonight in the East Village. I'm Adam Harding, News 4 New York.
All right, Adam, thank you for that. Well, we've learned tonight that of the 28 victims treated at local hospitals after the attack, 20 have now been released. Several gunshot victims still undergoing treatment, including one at Maimonides Medical Center, where News 4's Jackie Beckford joins us live tonight. Jackie.
Well, Natalie, 18-year-old Geraldo Gonzalez is the last of 5 victims rushed to this hospital yesterday. The 4 others, all minors, were released. The governor who visited the hospital yesterday mentioned Gonzalez specifically as being one of many people, many minors who were on that train and suddenly became trapped on it with a gunman intent on shooting them.
I remember everything.
From his hospital bed, 18-year-old Geraldo Gonzalez remembers the train ride to school that turned into a race for survival.
Someone yelled, smoke, and everyone started to panic and run the other side. I was running and at first I didn't know I got shot, but it felt like a weird vibration through my leg.
The Borough of Manhattan Community College student thought the train had derailed.
It wasn't until I felt my leg that was wet or something, I reached down and then I looked at my hand and I saw a lot of blood.
Gonzalez says he also has bullet fragments in his waist. But tonight, he's grateful. The alleged shooter who put him in the hospital is behind bars.
Definitely feel a bit better knowing that the man is, the supposed suspect is captured and that he wouldn't be able to do it again if he tried.
Huari Benkata feels the same.
You know, they got him, so that's good. He's off the streets. He can't injure any more people.
Benkata, who is sitting right next to the shooter, is also still hospitalized with a second surgery in his future.
I get shot in the back of the leg, the back of my knee, and it comes out through the other side.
He says he's focused on the fallout from the shooting. The hotel cleaning manager, who was on his way to work Tuesday, now worries he may never walk unassisted again.
They're going to send physical therapy to help me walk with crutches.
And also worries how he'll make ends meet for himself and his mother, who just recovered from breast cancer.
Currently, I support my mother. She's a breast cancer survivor, so she doesn't have no job,
For victims like Benkata and Gonzalez, the subway shooting is not something they'll soon forget. Both men hoping they'll be released from the hospital in the coming days. A GoFundMe page has been set up for Benkata, who again worries he might not be able to continue working and supporting his mother. In the Borough Park section, Jackie Beckford, News 4, New York.
Jackie, thank you.
Hi, how are you? What is your name?
I'm good. My name is Zack. I was working inside the store and I was doing security cameras inside. And I see the guy, he walking from the screen. I see him from the cameras. So I thought, oh, shit, this guy. Let me call the police. And I call him and we catch him.
Zack, you are a hero. Thank you so much.
No problem.
We
try
thank you.
to make the people safe always. Because the people is nice. The life is nice,
Thank you, Zack.